The following story is about a real homicide investigation with graphic content. Viewer discretion is advised. Previously on The Murder Mind. You think you could record this conversation?
I think I could, detective.
My plan was to retrofit Antonio with a device incorporated in his clothing to go in, talk to his Uncle Daryl, to try to get him to tell him exactly what happened to his father. It was a crazy plan.
So we're live, we're hot right now. Okay.
If this thing goes the way we want it to go, we're all gonna be high-fiving in a short while. But right now, it's like waiting for the birth of a child, because at the end of this thing, this is one shot. We're not gonna be able to do this again. Uncle Daryl's not gonna confess to me. If he doesn't confess to Antonio, this case may be dead in the water. A shocking murder. Mysterious clues. Catching a killer. The Murder Mind, hosted by me, retired Atlanta homicide detective Vince Velasquez. Antonio is wired up with a concealed video and audio recorder, and he's gonna go confront his uncle and try to get his uncle to confess to killing his father 27 years ago. This is crazy. He's actually meeting with his blood relative to try to get him to spill the beans on a crime that he committed against his own father. And I'm on pins and needles because I've been in this position before. We can prep a witness all day long, but really once we release them and they're in that environment, it's on them. And we're hoping that Antonio can pull this off. So I want to remind you that although we've rigged Antonio up with this audio and visual camera, the only thing that my partner and I are able to do at this point is just listen. We can't see what's going on. We don't have the capability of having a live video feed, but we can hear in real time what's going on. So if Antonio got into any kind of trouble, we're literally right down the street and we can get there within a couple minutes. So now Antonio arrives to his Uncle Daryl's house, pulls into the driveway, and what we can hear is Antonio saying hello to his relatives. There's several family members out there, including Uncle Daryl, who greets him, and Daryl suggests that they both go to the garage where they can have some privacy to talk.
You haven't gone?
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
So Antonio tells his Uncle Daryl that he wants to first go into the house and greet the rest of the family, say hello to everybody.
What's going on? All right, what's happening with y'all?
And that's on cue with what Antonio knows to do. Remember, he's not just a family member, he's a police officer. So he doesn't want to deviate from his normal routine if he ever goes to visit family. It's normal for him to go into the house, say hello to everybody. He doesn't want Uncle Daryl thinking anything else is going on other than a genuine conversation between him and his uncle.
All right, man, we're out of there real quick.
So Antonio and Uncle Daryl now go to the garage. One thing that we realized after placing the camera on Antonio, we realized that we could have placed the camera a little bit higher in his clothing because after viewing the video, we realized the camera was facing down. It's attached to an article of clothing, and as he's moving around, the camera is also moving.
I feel good to hear about it, though.
They pull up some chairs, they sit down, and they're essentially sitting face to face. And Antonio doesn't take long before he gets down to business.
I'll talk to my mom later. She done messed around and told that you killed my dad. Yeah.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, she told.
Antonio's on script. We had already talked about this. There had to be a reason why, at this point in his life, he needed to talk to his uncle and get all the cards on the table. And this is what Antonio did. Antonio tells his Uncle Daryl that he needed to speak to Antonio's mom, Daryl's sister, because his mom was blabbing about what Uncle Daryl did to Antonio's father, and particularly to a young relative in the family, who then it got back to Antonio.
Can you talk to her, Daryl, man, so she can? I want this to go away, man. She gotta stop. She gotta stop, man.
Basically, Antonio's telling Uncle Daryl, you need to speak to my mom and we need to put an end to this. I want it to go away. Perfect ruse. Antonio was right on script.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like, I don't understand. Why would she go tell, you know? I don't understand that. I can't make myself understand that.
Yep. I feel you, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Don't even worry about it. Don't let that shit bother you, man.
I know, Daryl, but see, this my own. You're calling me with this. Cause you know, man, I come to you for advice.
Yeah.
I come to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, apparently, I can't talk to my mom. You know how she do.
What Antonio's doing, he's actually acting like any officer that's working undercover. There's a version of yourself, your personality that you inject in this undercover role. The whole acting part is Antonio continually telling his Uncle Daryl, I'm doing this for you. I'm looking out for you. Now, is he looking out for Uncle Daryl? Absolutely not. What he's looking out for is justice. He's working on our side. And regardless if he's blood related to this man or not, Antonio wants justice. He is basically getting an Oscar for the performance that he's putting on right now. Myself and my partner are listening in and we're like, man, we couldn't have done it better ourselves.
Did anybody tell you that shit?
So now Antonio shifts gears a little bit. He gets a little more pointed. He starts asking more pointed questions to Uncle Daryl.
I told Mama, I ain't got nothing else to talk about with this. I ain't got nothing to say when you start calling. Well, what happened? Mama told me that Daryl did, and I think this my problem, Daryl, and I can be honest with you. Yeah. She making that shit seem like you did it for no reason.
He actually tells Uncle Daryl, he goes, you know, my mom is making it sound like you did this to my dad for absolutely no reason at all.
Yeah, your mom make it seem like that I did it for no reason at all. It was her and her family. You know what I mean? She begged me to come over there. She begged me.
So what Daryl now tells Antonio that he was at the party with his sister that night and that she begged Uncle Daryl to go back to the house because the victim, Leonard Hill, was upset with her and she thought there was going to be trouble when she got home and she wanted her brother there just as backup in case anything happened. And that's kind of lining up with what Antonio's mom already said.
Your mama and messing around.
See, she lied about that. She said that never happened. But go ahead, I'm just going,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, your dad knew about it.
Okay.
So now as I'm listening, I'm actually hearing something that we covered before. During my initial investigation, there was information that Antonio's mom may have been having an affair with someone. But when I spoke to Antonio's mom, she absolutely denied it. I gotta ask you, so in the file, the detective wrote that there may have been some issue where you and had some type of affair going.
That man never got fresh with me, honest to God.
Okay. You and never had any, y'all never messed with each other.
Never.
But he thought you did.
And it was so ironic because this man never even got fresh with me.
Now, Uncle Daryl is telling Antonio that his mom indeed was having an affair with another man. And that's the reason why Antonio's dad was so angry with her. Antonio asked Uncle Daryl, was it the man that was having the party? And Uncle Daryl says, not at all. It was actually somebody else.
They were going off, so she was like, I don't want to go home. I'm scared to go home. I was like, go away. She was like, he talked about he gonna kill me. I said, wait. So please just go home with me. I can't go home by myself. I can't go home by myself. She kept on walking around the party, talking to me. I said, damn, I'm gonna go there. So I left the party early.
Okay.
The big picture is coming together for me now. I understand. Daryl's telling Antonio the reason he had to go to the house. The next thing I'm thinking is gonna come out of Daryl's mouth is a full confession. So Uncle Daryl continues telling Antonio this story and says that he did exactly what his sister asked him to do. He went to the house, and when he got there, the victim, Leonard Hill, was there, and they started to get into it. I'm assuming that meant a verbal altercation.
He was going about this and that, talking about what he gonna do, this and that, all this and that right here. So I went here and did what I had to do.
Okay.
That's what went on.
I did what I had to do. When I hear those words, I understand what Daryl is telling Antonio, but it's not enough. That's not enough for a jury. What Antonio is hearing is that Uncle Daryl did what he had to do. I know what that means. That means he killed him, but Daryl hasn't said that yet. It's not ready. This thing is not ready to go on paper. I can't coach Antonio at this point. He can't communicate with me. I can't tell him to keep going. I can't give him advice. I can only listen to what's going on. My hope is, and I'm on pins and needles, is that Antonio doesn't think that what his uncle said is enough and ends the conversation. But I am betting on Antonio. He's a clever guy, and remember, he's a police officer. He's dealt with some really, really crazy situations where he had to think fast on his feet, and I'm trusting that's exactly what he's going to continue to do.
I didn't get that chance to really like connect with my dad. Like y'all, you the dad I know. You know what I'm saying? More than anything. And like man, that And that's why I've been telling you with all that my mom, dog, it be so hard like when you feel like your mama just lied to you.
And just like I thought, Antonio knew that wasn't enough. So he continues with his Uncle Daryl. He starts telling Uncle Daryl that he feels betrayed. This is clever because what Antonio is doing right now is pulling the emotional strings of Uncle Daryl. He's literally still reeling him in. And just like I thought, it worked.
That how that went on with me and your dad. If I had to do that thing all over again, man, you know what I'm saying? I won't say I won't do it all over again. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I would have did a little different. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, man, it was up that night. You know what I'm saying? It was up that night, I'm telling you. It was all up that night. He talking to me where he gonna do this and that, you know what I'm saying?
Uncle Daryl then tells Antonio that he felt really bad about what happened, but then he says something a little odd. He tells Antonio, you know, if I had to do this all over again, I would, because I was protecting my sister. One of the questions that I needed to know and that I prepped Antonio for was the next question he asked Uncle Daryl.
My mama put you up there, basically, huh? Honestly.
Sometimes I feel like I would like pull up to her, but she didn't tell me to go do that. No.
Okay.
He asks him, did my mother ask you to go to the house and kill my father? Uncle Daryl said, not at all. He goes, I went there on my own, just like she asked me to. Things got out of hand, and again, I did what I had to do.
That was on my own. That wasn't like she was like, go kill us and go do this and that. She kept on begging me to her what he gonna do. You know, and took her and she was scared. And then when I got there, I seen what she was talking about.
The next question Antonio asked Uncle Daryl is it true that my mom didn't know that you killed my dad until after the funeral?
Now, is it true her didn't know that after the funeral, Daryl?
See, yo,
she lying, ain't?
That part right there, I think, like this right here, did she know? I believe she knew before the funeral. But yo, man, don't quote me on that. I feel like, to me, we feel like I went to her and talked to her after the detective came and stuff. After the detective came and stuff, I went to her and talked to her and told her what happened. That way it seemed like to me what I did, but I can't say was that after the funeral or before the funeral. So don't quote me on that. You know
what she say when you told her that? Cause what she say?
She was like, she didn't have no emotion on that. She was like, she understood.
Okay.
You know, that's what it was.
Okay, and see, like for me, man, and for me, it's all about closure, because you know I ain't gonna get it from her, and that's why, like, I appreciate you, dog. Like, she ain't gonna give me no closure, because her whole thing, well, I don't know what I said when he came and told me, and for me, as your son, that's my father, I have a hard time believing that.
He's still pulling at the emotional strings of his Uncle Daryl, and just tells him, listen, I need to know exactly what happened. I need closure.
I was sitting in the chair we're talking up with your dad. You know?
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
So the next thing Uncle Daryl tells Antonio is that Antonio's stepbrother Steve is actually the person who let him in the house that night.
And it was up to him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I start to hear Daryl talking about everybody that was awake in the house, Antonio's step-siblings. Not only did Daryl say that they were awake, he's also saying that they were witnesses.
It had to be some cleaning going on. I know this.
My brain is exploding because if you remember, I've already interviewed all these family members, and they said they knew nothing. Most of them said they were asleep that night, didn't see the victim, didn't hear anything, and now I'm hearing that everybody knew. Antonio's mom and the entire family has been hiding this deadly secret since Antonio was 8 years old.
Yeah, but they outside to I did what I had to do.
And then Daryl brings in another person. He starts to tell Antonio that his friend, Joe Carter, who you've heard me talk about before, was actually there and helped him commit this crime.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I think you know the truth. I want to tell you this right now. I believe you like in the 6th 11th grade, your mom begged me not to. She begged me not to. She begged me not to tell you, so I didn't tell you. So, you know, hey, what it is, man. I can't do nothing about the past.
Oh yeah, man. I can't. Yeah, and you know, I can't even expect you to, and that's why.
I apologize to you, too. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I apologize to you. Deep in my heart, I do apologize to you. Let me know I'm sorry for what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at that moment, I felt like I had to protect my family.
If you did this for any other reason other than what you're saying, I ain't got no love for you.
Uncle Daryl tells Antonio that his father, the victim in this case, actually had a gun himself that night.
And when I got older, he had the gun.
Daryl goes on to tell Antonio that they were having an argument and they were going back and forth and things got out of hand. And then I hear the magic words.
I shot him and took the gun.
Okay.
That would happen. No,
Okay.
And when I heard those three words, those three magic words, I shot him. I literally punched the ceiling of my car, high-fiving my partner Quinn at the same time, because we now have exactly what we came for. Antonio has essentially pulled this off. He's gone undercover, he's talking to his uncle, the killer of his own father, and he's got him to admit that he committed the murder by saying those three words. And those three words are going to be the downfall for Uncle Daryl.
Oh, so you took that gun he had and shot him with his gun?
No, I have a gun.
Okay, gotcha.
That was it. If nothing else was said in this conversation, that alone was enough for me to get a warrant.
I felt like I saved my family.
Yeah.
I still feel that. I feel like if I do it again, yo, sorry to say I never thought I probably did it again. Do it again.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you, man, I put on mama grave. I ain't got nothing else. I ain't got nothing to hide at all. You know,
I believe that,
like
man.
Situation, you know?
I believe that, man.
What happened, that what happened, you know what I mean? I think you have a right to know the truth.
So after nearly a 2-hour encounter with his uncle, Antonio finally ends the meeting.
Yeah, so, hey, man,
I appreciate you telling me, bro.
come on, man. No doubt, man. So we'll definitely get together, man.
Antonio hugs his uncle. He thanks him for finally telling him the truth. He tells him he finally has some closure. They say their goodbyes to each other. But meanwhile, I'm looking at my partner and we are just ecstatic because we got exactly what we needed. There's nothing else we need. This tape alone is going to be the downfall of Willie Taylor.
I had to tell you, I'm leaving. I'm on the way back up. Okay, great.
So Antonio meets us back, and I can clearly see that Antonio is emotionally spent. He just did something that most people would be unable to do, is basically gather evidence on a family member, knowing that they're probably going to go to prison for the rest of their lives. And I can see it in Antonio's face, I could hear it in his voice, but what Antonio told me was that he knew he did the right thing, and he was proud to represent his father and finally give his father the justice that he deserved. So the very next thing we do is we want to download the video and the audio to make sure that what we heard with our own ears was actually captured on tape. And as I'm reviewing the Undercover video, I realized that this is golden. This is our golden ticket to get this case resolved. And no sooner did I have that feeling that my phone rings. If you recall the crime scene photograph of my victim wearing white jeans and a bloody handprint on it, after submitting that to the FBI, the call I received was to tell me that they were unable to lift any usable impressions from the photograph to compare to anything. I was hoping that I may be able to get a match on the fingerprints to the perpetrator, even if it wasn't Willie Taylor. But right now, the only real hard evidence I have, which is the best evidence, is the killer himself admitting to murdering his victim. So on January 31st, 2016, 5.5 months since I opened this case, I got an arrest warrant charging Willie Daryl Taylor for the felony murder of victim Leonard Hill. So now it's February 1st, the next day after I got the warrant, our fugitive unit goes to the home of Willie Daryl Taylor, arrests him without incident, and transports him to the Atlanta Homicide Office to meet with me. And you're about to see the actual police interview I did with Willie Daryl Taylor. Now I just want to make you aware that the video has some glitches. It's old, from an old Atlanta police system, in some areas that skip. However, the audio is clean and you'll still be able to understand exactly what happened in the interview with myself and Willie Taylor.
Taylor. Yes, sir. How you doing, man? Good. Detective Velasquez. Okay, how you doing? I'm with homicide.
I walk in the interview room, Willie Taylor's sitting there. He's not handcuffed at the wrist because once he's in the interview room, we always do what's called an ankle cuff to the floor. He's not able to go anywhere. I let him know who I am. We've already spoken on the phone before. First time ever meeting me in person, and I let him know I'd like to sit down and talk to him.
Look, man, I'm gonna be straight with you, man. You know, this is a case from 1988, man. I'm just gonna get straight to the point.
So my strategy in going to the interview with Willie Taylor is like we do with all homicide cases. Doesn't matter how much evidence we had pre-arrest. We want to squeeze that lemon until the last drop comes out. My goal was to get a confession from Willie Taylor right there. Not just the undercover tape, but have him tell me in detail what happened and why it happened.
There's a lot of moving parts to this case, okay? You are under arrest, okay? I want to give you an opportunity to talk to me about it. I've got some questions I'd like to ask you.
So my goal is to present him with some facts to see if he's going to bite at this apple and then take me on the trip with him to tell me exactly what happened.
There are things that I know, okay, that I'm absolutely sure of. Okay. There's some things about your sister that I'm unsure of. Okay. She has not been charged with anything yet. That doesn't mean that she won't be. Okay.
But the first thing I have to do, because he's in custody, because he's under arrest, is I got to read him his rights.
So this is a thing where, you know, we can sit here and say, hey, look, I don't want to talk to you, detective, and that's fine. No disrespect. You know, it's cool, nothing personal, but what I need to do is get down to the bottom of this thing.
So let me break this down for you. One of the most anxious moments a homicide detective has is the first encounter with the suspect when they have to read them their rights. And unlike what you see on TV, where they just walk in the room and start spouting out, you have the right to remain silent, etc., that's not how it works. There's a whole process. We got to come in and introduce ourselves to him. Now remember, I've already spoken to Willie Taylor on the phone, but he's never met me. He hasn't had a true sense of who I am or my personality. So right now I'm selling myself.
This happened 28 years ago. You are certainly a different person. You're older. We're the same age, by the way. Right. You were born in 65, right? Right.
I'm being as pleasant as I can be, and I'm trying to be my authentic self. And I'm explaining to him what's going on, that he's under arrest. We have evidence that points to him as being the killer in this case, but I want to give him a fair shake. I want to give him an opportunity to tell me his side of the story, that he also has the opportunity to ask me questions. It's an information exchange.
You know, and that's what it is, but because you're under arrest, right, unlike before we were on the phone, or even if you came down and I went to your house to talk to you, I wouldn't have to read you your rights because you're not under arrest. Right. You wouldn't have been under arrest. Right. The law says because you're under arrest, I have to read you your rights.
We have this get to know each other session, and then I gently introduce to him that I need to read him his rights, that I can't ask him any questions. We can't get there. We can't have that conversation. We can't confer on this. You can't ask me questions, nor can I you, unless we get past this, that you completely and clearly understand your rights. And once you understand those rights, you voluntarily and with sound mind agree to speak to me without an attorney present. And that's exactly what I did.
So that's kind of where we're at. And if you do choose to talk to me, what I will guarantee you is I will be 1,000% honest with you. I don't normally tell everybody everything. This is a case where you really need to know. You need to know what evidence I have against you. You know, and I think that's fair to you, so you can make a logical, informed decision on what you may or may not want to discuss with me. Okay, that makes sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Okay, all right. So typically the guy sitting in that chair is a young dude that's stupid and 18 years old and is doing some really dumb shit. This is a little different.
And what I tell Willie Taylor is the absolute truth. I tell him, I said, listen, you are not the same person you were 27 years ago. I had his criminal history. He had not been in trouble for the past 2 decades. For 20 years, he had no arrests, had no interactions with law enforcement. He had a job, worked every day, took care of his family, and I told him that.
I know you work at a concrete place, and you have a house, it's a nice crib, and you work, and you know, you're a regular guy. But with cold cases, man, what it is your past catching up to you. It's what happens, you know. Sometimes you can't get away from it. You know, it's unfortunate because typically people who do things, who have done things in the past, continue along the path. It doesn't seem to be the case with you. I see a different person.
What I told him was, I'm not sitting here talking to the Willie Taylor from 1988. I know that. So I'm not judging you. I want to talk to the Willie Taylor today, the person who you become. And I want to appeal to you to do the right thing. And that's exactly how I approached Willie Taylor.
If you want to speak to me, I'll read you your rights and you can make a decision. And we sit here and we'll chop it up and I'll be honest with you. And again, even if you agree to speak to me without an attorney here, you don't have to answer. You can choose what questions you want to answer, and you can say whatever you want to say. So, really, it's your arena. Okay, so let me just read it to you, and if you choose to speak to me, we'll go from there. Okay? I'm just going to read from this card. All right, you have the right to remain silent. You understand that? Yes, sir. Okay.
As I'm reading Willie Taylor his rights, I can't help but think, I've been here hundreds of times, and this is a toss-up. It could go either way. I have no indication. I can't get a sense from Willie Taylor right now whether he's going to agree to speak to me without an attorney or not. I'm hoping he will.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. You understand? Yes, sir. You cannot afford a lawyer. One will be appointed to you to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You understand that? Yes, sir. And you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. You understand? Yes, sir.
I'm looking at him. I'm trying to see his eyes. I'm reading the form. I'm looking up at him, and I just can't get a sense. And typically, I really can't until I say, do you understand these rights? And now, understanding these rights, do you wish to speak to me without an attorney present? And that is the moment where every detective has the most anxiety because we don't know what the suspect is going to say. If they say no, it's over. I got to walk out of the room and I can't ask him any questions. If he says yes, it's game on.
Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you? Yes, sir. And having these rights in mind, you want to talk to me now? We'll talk to you. Okay.
And after he said yes, it was like hurdle number one. I'm over it. I didn't hit it. I didn't knock it down. I'm still in the race. But now I got work to do. I still got a tremendous amount of work to do. I've got to get into the facts of this case. And although he's agreed to speak to me without an attorney, that's in the past. The future holds whether he's going to admit what he did.
We're both grown men, so I'm going to come at you that way. This is something that happened a long time ago, man. What I don't want to believe is that your sister put you up to this. What I don't want to believe is that your sister paid you to have her husband killed. I'm going to be honest with you, Daryl. I'm going to go straight to the point. Yeah. I have you on video confessing to this.
Video confessing this?
Yes.
No, you can't. I ain't enough confessing this.
Now, one thing I had an ace up my sleeve, and that's the video. I had it geared up on my laptop, ready.
Okay. You remember that time Antonio came to your house?
Yeah.
Antonio had a camera in his shirt, I was listening. I was outside listening live.
Oh, yeah.
It's video and it's audio, and I can show it to you if you'd like to see it.
I would love to see it.
Okay. You think your opinion would change a little bit if you saw it?
Yeah. If I see that right there, it's total change.
Let me show it to you. Like I said, what I told you when I sat down was I'm going to be 1,000% honest with you.
So I went in there telling Willie Taylor, I'm going to be a straight shooter with you. I'm not going to hold any punches. I'm going to let you know exactly what we have, that we know for a fact that you killed this victim. Willie Taylor and I are about to go over all the details of this case, and you're going to see it all go down in the next episode. Coming up on The Murder Mind.
A lot of this stuff, man, it's gone on for so long, man. I'm really tired, to be honest with you.
I know what's going on. He's about to confess. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please hit the like button and subscribe. And please check me out on other social media platforms, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Facebook. Lastly, don't forget to come back for the next episode. You won't want to miss it.